want shared with anybody, like passwords, taboos, and dirty secrets, or any piece of information. I was not informed of this, dear sad turtle. I have had other RLs in my runs before, and we were jealous. Alright. Sure. Calls it is. Okay, main group, head down, head left. Push in. Head up. Green, okay, he's gonna move towards group, back up. Yes, it was a very short story. Yes, look at the efficiency we're getting here. Okay, push up, hit red, go into the room, hit crystal, good job, keep going up. Yeah. Okay, this is a dead end, turn around. 100%, we're gonna go all the way back up to spawn, because that's where the other split is for, you know, the drill path. Make sure you go right on this corner here, and make sure you go left and up, and then right again, and then left. Don't go right, Kuroko. What are you doing? And then get into spawn, and then go left. Wait, that's a dead end. Oh, my bad. No, we're going up, not left. Do not take that left. If you are taking that left, turn around and take a right to get out of that left. Oh wait, there was a left split down there, my bad. Okay, everyone head all the way back down. See, this is worse when I do calls, honestly. I think the efficiency of the run just went down. I'm gonna get mod mailed for this. Oh my goodness, guys. Suspended for 2 months for me, oh no. They're gonna strip me of my vocal cords and my rank. Then sad raiders, I don't know. Okay, push in, drag the boss down, slows and stuns. Good job, everyone. Good job. Keep it slowed, rotate around, up and left. Daze the dad. Shoot him. Okay, shoot the mom, beat the woman. Do the stuff. More damage. When we get child, I want the decoy all the way the other side of the room with a daze on it and a slow, yeah, beat the child. There we go. Daze the child, please. Good job. Yes. It's dead. Focus mom again. Beat her up. Take her lunch money. Do mothers have lunch? Ooh, that's a good question. Do adults have lunch money? Or does it just become, like... Because even if you have a budget, you don't specify money for individual things, because money is fungible. Oh, adults they just straight up starve. Okay, great. Okay, if you're 2-4, head into Crystal, otherwise we chillin' out here. Okay, he left, so I can actually say something now. Sad Turtle was the one that whispered me earlier, and other RL, I'm pretty sure you're chillin', but don't. Yo, as EL, you have to be making calls throughout your run. You should have, and then I told him that other RLs were chill, yeah? And he goes, you should have been. It's been all throughout staff meeting and staff announcement. No warn or anything, just making sure you know. like, yeah, that is technically the rule, but we chillin'. And if any, like, at any point, seriously, any all new raiders that legitimately don't get it, let me know and I will do calls. I don't mind. I remember when I was there, I needed the calls. Anyway. What do you mean, what worth in terms of drops? Oh, yeah, that's another exalt, too. I keep forgetting that those were a thing. Yeah, I know, for boss, yeah, but for clearing the dungeon, it's pretty dumb. No, we're doing crystal, but, due to adaptive HP scaling, yay, we're waiting for the people with more DPS to clear it so that it goes faster. Okay. And then again, /W grant SB to those people who are in there, so that, at 75. Okay, anyway. Think of any piece of information which you wouldn't share with anybody, or any piece of information which would be difficult to share even if you tried. Complex equations, very boring passages of text, large blocks of random numbers, and dreams. But anomalous anti-memes are another matter entirely. How do you contain something you can't record or remember? How do you fight a war against an enemy with an effortless, perfect camouflage 75 head into Crystal Cavern? When you can never know that you're at war. Welcome to the Anti-Memetics Division. No, this is not your first day. And then background reading. Do you want me to read the SCP-55 file? Or do you want me to just start with a short story? The background for it is, it's kind of... Okay. It's pretty simple. No, not really backrooms. Backrooms if, like, it was a thing that couldn't be remembered or talked about just because you forgot about it as soon as you heard about it, sort of deal. Anyway. Alright, I'm gonna summarize it. Item 55, object class Keter. I could read Infinite IKEA later, but that's a bit longer in terms of, like, file length. Object is kept within a 5-meter cubic room. Oops. Oh, boss, whatever. Other keys, dot in chat. I think that's what soap is for, the soap. Other keys, dot in chat. I'm pretty sure it's a chain. Okay, thank you. Cloudy, you can pop after this. Head to the vertex it's sitting on. Fractal left, go right. I really need to stop saying where the fractal's going and just say move right. Whoever taught me how to call like that is so annoying. Up, go up, up. There we go. I just need to, like, retrain my muscle memory on it. And vocal memory, I guess. If it's like remembering a call out, does that count as vocal memory or muscle memory? But your vocal cords are a muscle. Don't step on the yellows. Good job. Okay, get your damage in. Yeah, okay. Cloudy, pop now. Thanks much. I got the Cloak of Refraction blueprint. Tempted to just use it for feed power, honestly. But I'm not going to. Okay, RL dot, there's your dot. You still good? We're good. Okay. Security guards not to be posted outside 55's room. Further advised that all personnel maintaining or studying other SCP objects in the vicinity try to maintain at least a distance of 50 meters from the geometric center of the room. SCP-55 is a self-keeping secret or anti-meme. Information about SCP-55's physical appearance, as well as its nature, behavior, and origins, is self-classifying. To clarify, how Site-19 originally acquired SCP-55 is unknown. When it was attained, and by whom, is unknown. Its physical appearance is unknown. It is not indescribable or invisible. Individuals are perfectly capable of entering its container and observing it. taking mental or written notes, making sketches, taking photographs, and even making audio-video recordings. An extensive log of such observations is on file. However, information about 55's appearance leaks out of a human mind soon after such an observation. Individuals tasked with describing 55 afterwards find their minds wandering and lose interest in the task. Yada yada yada, etc., etc. Who authorized the construction of its containment room, why it was constructed in this way, or what the purpose of the described containment procedures may be are all unknown. Yada yada yada. Basically, you can't talk about it, can't describe it, forget about it. People constantly forget that there even is a 55. Anyway, title of the first one is We Need to Talk About 55. No, it's a good intro, I like it. Anyway. Dementia inducer, yeah, except localized dementia. It's great. Anyway. 75. Is drill on y'all's path? Ooh, yeah, Bob, I'll get to that one. I'll make you a deal. I'll read the first story, see if people want me to continue with this idea, and then otherwise I will go on to that file because I love him very much. He is cute. Drill's up there, yeah? No? What's up? But it is where you are at, yeah? And again, for future runs, if you actually, like, enjoy the whole reading vibe during these, shoot me a DM on Discord with content for me to read, and I'll do it. Reasonable content, people. Sorry, I'm kind of roaming through it, and it's not. Reading through, like, an SCP file is completely different, like, narratively than anything else I've read. Like, my philosophy reading voice is, like, a whole other octave down, and it's more resonant. But, like, and it's kind of just like a monotone, some emphasis on, like, important concepts in the sentences. Narrative is the one I need to work on. I'm not very good at narrative reading, emphasis-wise, honestly. So yes, feedback on both the run and the voice is appreciated. Anyway, do your damage. If there's anybody that needs the callouts for boss dot in chat, not now, but I suppose it's too late, whatever. You're still continuing with the 1 human songs, 5. I remember when I thought these were scary. That was pretty funny. Like, I remember nexusing during these so often. I think I nexused, like, my first 3 or 4 runs. Like, before Father even popped. Love that learning curve with Realm, honestly. Good job. Okay. Right into crystal if you do DPS, yada yada. Okay. Can I smoke? This time the receptionist narrows her eyes at Marion. No, she says. No, you can't smoke anywhere on Site 200. Just because it's an administration building doesn't mean we don't have lungs. Or labor law. Marion notices the exasperation on the young woman's face. I've asked you that before, haven't I? Twice in the last quarter hour, the receptionist says. You must really need to smoke. She's genuinely puzzled at the repeated question, and she's doing a bad job of concealing her puzzlement. You think this is like Memento, don't you? Marion offers charitably. You think I have no long-term memory, and if I stay in one place for too long, I forget why I'm there. The receptionist is only just old enough to remember that film. I guess? Marion smiles sympathetically and shakes her head. It's nothing so simple. Minutes pass. She toys obsessively with her lighter. She is turning 50 this year and slowly graying, well on her way out of petite towards little old lady. In her bag, her phone beeps because it's time for a pill, but she tells it to remind her later. There's a slight tremble in her fingers, but that's not age-based infirmity. That's just ordinary nerves. She's nervous because she's here to meet an O5, and O5s are scary. O5s never want to see you for a small thing. It's the end of the world, or nothing. Finally, 40 minutes late, the door to the inner office opens. 4 or 5 high-ranked Foundationers spill out, carrying light laptops or briefcases. As a group, they head straight past reception and out to cars which are waiting. Marion recognizes a few of the faces. The Site 19 site director, the head recruiter for Western Europe. None of them glance in her direction. Once they're gone, 058's assistant pokes his head out the door. He's 20-something, and probably youthful, like a teenager stuffed into one of his dad's business shirts. His haircut is barely regulation. In one hand, he holds a tablet computer showing his boss's day planner. It's packed. The man evidently does not sleep. Marion, you can come through now. The office door closes behind them with an unusually heavy mechanical clunk, as if the whole thing is a part of a machine built into the office walls. While Marion takes the indicated chair and sets her bag down, the assistant turns and does some confusing additional things to the door, causing it to make several further strange noises. 75 head into Crystal Cavern. 05s have non-trivial privacy and security requirements. The office is spacious, but somehow contrives to be dark despite 2 big corners of window and broad daylight outside. The walls are all bookshelves and dark wood paneling. Perfectly stylish, but a style from the 90s. A little worn, and not yet old enough to be fashionable again. Oh, thank you, Craner, I appreciate it. And again, any feedback on, like, emphasis, tonality, inflection. I want to improve this as much as I can. What time is it? 58? Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. My ego is suitably boosted. Okay. Edit the boss, I'll do callouts. Y'all need to move. We're up to living from next. Alright. Head to Vertex Purple sitting on. Bottom left. Okay. Fish, just stab it. Good job. So much fame. Don't let yellow sit on you, and don't sit on the yellow crystals it's gonna spawn. Oh my gosh. That was close, not done 200. I just nexused. My bad. I heard the death noise and got, oh no, exotic duck, rip. No. 8, I'm sorry, I didn't call Fractal because I was freaking out. My bad. I got sat on and then confused and armor broken and I sat on him. It was bad. And I chugged all of my thoughts. US Midwest right. We're at 37, so I'm just gonna call it a soft reset if y'all still have keys. US Midwest or right when you're done with that. If we get above 30, I'll still keep going with these, and if we have a key. Do we have a key? US Midwest right, do we have a key? Dot in chat. I had completely forgot guild. I just wanted a pet yard. I literally have not gone into the guild hall in over 3 years. That's not even a joke. Forgot that was a thing. My bad. I just say I just say pots. Huh. All right. Thank you. Yeah, can you... Yeah, it takes a bit. I'll just take 4, 14 off, whatever. Yeah, I use honeys and pots. Okay. 25, I don't know, do we have any keys in here? Alright. Masoap got some. Go ahead and pop sword rune. Maybe we can, like, just get the sword of 03. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and just reset it. I'm gonna close the channel. And do another fungal. After the cult, if you want to do a cult. But, same location, by the way, so. Do with that what you will. Okay, I'm gonna do one more of these. And I shall get to sleep. Sleep? What is that? I don't know. So I really need to turn the gain up on this for the stream. Here we go. Otherwise it's gonna be quiet. Come on, finish your cold.
Hey, Grant.
Hmm.
Look at this picture he took at the villages.
Yep.
Because he's a storm chaser.
Okay. I'm gonna trust that one of you brings a key. There we go. Perfect. Okay, for those of you that were not in my earlier runs, we're doing audiobook runs, unless a higher up comes in and tells me that I have to do calls during clears, and if anyone needs calls during boss, please don't hesitate to put a dot in chat, or just whisper me if you want to. I will do that. Nope, still no APers, heck. Dot in chat is in you want calls? Or do you have a key? Which one? Both. You have a key. Alright, calls for boss. Great, got it. Could have just said that. 2 key reacts. Who's got key? K in chat. Yeah, man. 2 key reacts and no key. What's with this? Alright, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Starting the run, climb location in like 60-something seconds. 25, 17, 19, 13, 7, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Your location is US Midwest, right Bazaar. US Midwest, right Bazaar. One final time. US Midwest, right Bazaar. Eyeball, you'll be our first key. At least 2. I don't know. We'll see. Eyeball, you can pop at 38. Go ahead and pop now. Perfect. Alright. So those of you that were not in my previous runs, you will be coming in kind of the middle of a short story. Long story short. Short story, the first part of it, shorter. It's about a anti-meme that you... No, you popped perfectly. It was good. In fact, I think we had a couple crashers. You kept out, actually. An anti-meme is an idea with self-censoring properties, an idea which, by its intrinsic nature, discourages or prevents people from thinking of it. So, in other words, it makes you forget it as soon as you think of it. SCPs. Fun stuff. Anyway. And if you want me to shut up at any time, let me know. I will do so, and I'll do calls to boss. Okay. Getting back to where we were. Oh, and last thing. If any of you care about... Be careful, people that spawn. There's a yellow train. And if anyone cares about this enough, shoot me a DM on Discord, and I set up a thing for pings when I'm doing these, because I want to do some longer stories, but it'll get broken up a lot, so basically I'll have a channel that'll let people know what they missed, in case there's actually enough people interested in this. Anyways, okay. Okay. The office door closes behind them with an unusually heavy mechanical clunk, as if the whole thing is part of a machine built into the office walls. While Marion takes the indicated chair and sets her bag down, the assistant turns and does some confusing additional things to the door, causing it to make several further strange noises. O5s have non-trivial privacy and security requirements. The office is spacious, but somehow contrives to be dark despite 2 big corners of window and broad daylight outside. The walls are all bookshelves and dark wood paneling, perfectly stylish, but a style from the 90s, a little worn and not yet old enough to be fashionable again. As for the fellow behind the desk, well, an O5 never looks like you imagine. Yeah, I'll do calls during boss. I'm not going to be able to read during boss anyway, because I have to do my own thing as well. Marion takes a deep breath. So, what's the topic? All I got was the meeting invitation, no agenda or subject. I mean, an O5 says jump, you jump, but looking to her right, she notices that the assistant, without saying anything or making any undue noise, has set his tablet down on the table, produced a gun, and aimed it at her head. Marion stops talking. She sits still in her chair for a little while, absorbing the change of pace, letting her heart rate rise to a hummingbird's, and then start to flatten again. Okay, she hazards. She licks her lips and grips the armrests, otherwise staying perfectly still, waiting for another prompt. The assistant's face is totally neutral now, like this is just how meetings go. Maybe it is, for people up here. Who are you? O5 asks her. Marion blinks. What? Oh, no. Let me rephrase, 058 says. Marion Wheeler, 49, with loving husband and 2 boys in tow, likes camping, hiking, and ornithology. Boring mother with perfect airtight background in financials as far back as we can examine. You've got full foundation credentials, which you've never issued, including access to a list of installations and rooms, which some of these locations don't exist, or were torn down decades ago. I gotta stop reading so I can get to drill. Give me a second. It's down, and then right. Okay, we're good. Yeah, perfect clear, seriously. And then up. Okay, once again, the boss will do calls. At least one hasn't been built yet you've got the front door key to it. That's before we get to your SCP access control lists, which I can only term as egregious. So you're a spy, and your objectives are misaligned with ours. And Clay wanted to cut an MTF team loose on you, but I was able to bring him around. I talked him into a face-to-face. I thought there was a slim chance that if we locked you in a bomb-proof room and asked politely, you'd have a good chance to you'd have the good sense to spare yourself the rest. Okay. Stuns the slow the head, please. I don't want it zooming around the room. Thank you. Why am I reading? Because it's an audiobook run and we have nothing else to do during these clears. If you don't like it, don't deafen yourself, because then I'll have to suspend you for it, but you can always lower my volume down to 1% or 0%, and no one will be able to tell. Yeah, Squish Boy next. I'll do the first one, and then since this kind of got broken up, I'm assuming enough people won't care about hearing more about it, but it's kind of interesting, so whatever. But then, yeah, I'll do Squish Boy next. I'll look up the number for it. If any of you have any content you'd like me to read during these, let me know, but I can tell you right now I'm not doing smut. Make it reasonable. Okay, do more damage. Okay, if you're 2 of 4, go into Crystal Cavern, otherwise stay outside, because DPS and adaptive HP scaling. Okay. Thank you. Like I said, if you'd like a ping for when I'm doing this, shoot me a DM on Discord. If no one cares, then I'll scrap the idea. Anyway. You'd have a good chance to spare yourself the rest, so before we break no one has any idea of who she is. Okay. Marion has long since stopped listening. You dullard, she says, now that she can finally speak. I'm your chief of anti-memetics. We don't have an anti-memetics division, Clay says. Yes, you do. We do. 058 says, we have a memetics division, a telecontainment division, fire services, Ops A, Ops B, personnel, depersonnel, and two dozen others. We don't have an anti-memetics division. Do we have an irony division? Only 4 on Cavern. If any of you who are, like, slightly less doubtful of your DPS would like to go in, that's fine. Once you get up to, like, 10... So... This is a short story about 55. Basically, the gist of 55 is that no one can describe it because it's instantly forgettable. They can describe it in terms of what it's not. They know it's not a sphere, etc. Whatever. Anyway. And the short story is a list of short stories about things of that nature that can't be remembered. Do we have an irony division? Marion asks. She hesitates hopefully. No? Alright. Well, try this. Why do you think the anti-memetics division would show up in the listing? This is just a cover story, Clay says to 058, not taking his eyes off Marion. It's a good one, but she's had it worked out in advance. Clay, lose the gun, says the 05. Grudgingly, Clay does so. Marion relaxes fractionally. There are SCPs with dangerous memetic properties, she says. There are contagious concepts which require containment, just like any physical threat. They get inside your head and ride your mind to reach other minds, right? Right, 058 says. He could name a score of SCPs fitting this description without even thinking. There are SCPs with anti-memetic properties, Marion goes on. There are ideas which cannot be spread. There are entities and phenomena which harvest and consume information, particularly information about themselves. You take a Polaroid photo of one, it'll never develop. You write a description down with a pen on paper and hand it to someone, but what you've written turns out to be hieroglyphs, and nobody can understand them, not even you. You look directly at one, and it won't be invisible, but you'll still perceive nothing there. Dreams you can't hold on to, and secrets you can never share, and lies, and living conspiracies stop going into crystal, you make it harder to clear. It's a conceptual subculture, of ideas consuming other ideas, and sometimes segments of reality, sometimes people, which makes them a threat. That's all there is to it, really. Anti-memes are dangerous, and we don't understand them. Therefore, they are part of the problem. Hence my division. We can do the sideways thinking that's needed to combat something which can literally eat your combat training. Name one, he says. Name an anti-memetic SCP. SCP-055, Marion says promptly. There is no SCP-55, Clay retorts. Again, yes there is, Marion says. There isn't, Clay asserts. SCP numbers aren't assigned sequentially. There are gaps. That number hasn't been assigned. 75% head into Crystal Cavern. Okay, we're good. Oopsies. Okay. What's up, and then what's the directions for people who have been clearing? Up and first left, I'm assuming. And just up again. Alright, who's got key? Okay, Hexa, you can pop after this.
Wow.
This might be the last one, we'll see. Clay, you should look at this. He turns his monitor so Clay can see the file that he has just retrieved. Clay bends over and reads it from top to bottom. Stunned, he scrolls back and reads it all a second time. This file's dated from 2008, 058 says. It's got all the right flags and signatures. It's keyed and coded. It's real. You've seen this before? Clay asks him. Never in my life, 058 says. As far as I can remember, anyway. Alright, go to the vertex purple's on. Very nice. Good job. I will call fractals as well. Not gonna have a fiasco like we did last time. Okay, it's gonna shoot out the glowing one. Focus the glowing one. It's going up. Head up, head up, head up. Good job. Head back down, bottom. Go up. Never mind, sorry. Head back down. Good DPS. Watch out for the yellow confuses, the little lightning things. Okay, very nice DPS. No fractals. Get your damage. Shouldn't have a fractal on last phase. Hexa, I will tell you when to pop. Okay, Alexa, pop now, please. Thank you. Ooh, T13 flail. Not that I'm ever going to use that. T13 flail still sell? What do I want for the flail? I don't know. What do you got? Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, I'm almost done with this. Hold on. Sorry. Anyway, looks up the file, realizes that 55 is real. Sure, I'll take life. Oh, wait, you're seasonal. Anyway, yada. Who wrote the file? The O5 finishes. And for that matter, how was the interview conducted? And who was Bartholomew Hughes? Most importantly, how do you, Mrs. Wheeler, retain any knowledge of this? Bart Hughes wrote the file. He's dead, Marion says. What happened to him? You don't want to know. There is a very long pause while both 058 and his assistant react to this. In fact, they pass through a long, discrete sequence of reactions. Indignation at the seeming rudeness, confusion at Wheeler's incaution in front of sinister superiors, surprise at the magnitude of the claim, pure disbelief, comprehension, and finally, horror. What, 058 asks carefully, would happen if we did know? It would happen to you as well, Marion says levelly. As for the rest of your questions, we manage that pharmaceutically. You know, we have Class A amnestics for people who very badly need to forget things, and if, for those of you who have seen Men in Black, the neuralizer is the same thing here. Of course you do. Who could forget about Class A amnestics? Well, in anti-memetics, we have a different pill, for people who need to remember things that would otherwise be impossible to remember. Mnestics, Class W, X, Y, and Z. Same Greek root as the word mnemonic, the M is silent. In her bag, her phone beeps again. With a nod of approval from the 05, Marion reaches into her bag and turns her phone off, acknowledging the prompt this time instead of postponing it. She pulls a blister pack from another pocket and pops a pill out. It's hexagonal and green. She holds it up and is satisfied to see a flicker of recognition on 058's face. He's beginning to put it back together. Marion says, these are Class W mnestics, the weakest, suitable for continual use, 2 pills a day. Go down, okay, yada yada yada, takes the remember everything pill. So what is SCP-55? 058 asks. SCP-55 is nothing, Marion says, now relaxing entirely. SCP-55, as described in the file, is a powerful information autosuppressor. I need to drill down. Maybe I should be calling F. Sorry, Bob. Very sorry. Is it down? Yeah, it is down. Could some of you come back? Oh, wait, is this... Am I on the right path? Oh, well... Oopsies. So it is right. Okay, so it's... Yeah. Will I make it? I went the wrong way again. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh no. Does it close off after? Or is it just water? I'm pretty sure for this, I don't know. Whatever. Oopsies. Lol. RL too busy reading to actually do the run. Wait, what did I... Oh my gosh. Wait, it's left? Hold on.
That's why it's literally right next to it.
I mean, I'm here. Yeah, keep the slows on it. I'll do my calls from here. Day's the father. Or the child, whichever one it is, I don't know. Keep the slows on head. That's not gonna open back up, is it? Well, that's sad. Alright. Well. Oopsies. Again, DM me on Discord if you care about, like, set continuity. Or story continuity, because I will keep reading things. Or just pings when I do runs. Anyway. It's from a collection of the Anti-Memetics Division on SCP Wiki. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just read, whatever. Chill in Nexus and read. Alright. SCP-55 is nothing, Marion says, now relaxing entirely. SCP-55 is, as described in the file, a powerful information autosuppressor. As far as experimentation is uncovered, it can only be defined in negative terms. We can only record what it isn't. We know it isn't safe for Euclid. We know it isn't round, or square, or green, or silver. We know it isn't stupid, and we know it isn't alone. But we do know is that it's weak. It's weak because it's the only anti-memetic agent in our possession which has a physical entry in the files. We have paper records of the thing. We have containment procedures. It's not safe, which means it's dangerous, but it's contained. 058 blinks. You have procedures? Where? Marion points at her head. And how many other anti-memes out there? How much more dangerous do they get? 10 that I know of, Marion says. Statistically, probably at least 5 more that I don't know of. This does not count the anti-memetic entities freely roaming the halls, not under containment. Haha, freely roaming the halls, not a Lost Halls reference at all. There are at least 2 in this room with us right now. Don't look. I said don't look, it's pointless. 058 does an impressive job of controlling himself, keeping his attention focused on Marion. Clay doesn't fare so well, and quickly sleeps the whole room, even checking behind his back. Making an ass of himself, essentially. He finds nothing. He looks baffled. There is an invisible monster which follows me around and likes to eat my memories, Marion explains patiently. SCP-4987. Don't look it up. It's not there. I've learned to manage with it. It's like a demanding pet. I produce tasty memories on purpose so it doesn't eat something important, like my passwords or how to make coffee. And what's the other one? Clay asks. With another nod from 058, Marion goes to her bag again. This time, she pulls out a gun and shoots Clay twice in the heart. More aghast than in pain, Clay collapses sharply against the bookcase behind him. Pulling his head around to face Marion, he manages. How did you know? 75 for those of you that are still in there. I'm in my vault, but head into Crystal. It's at 75. More aghast, Marion stands, aims more carefully, and shoots him a third time, this time in the head. 058 again does an impressive job of not reacting. That's Clay's gun, he deadpans. You stole it from him. It's tricky to steal a firearm this heavy from someone without them noticing, Marion explains, unloading it and carefully setting it down. But stealing a firearm and then stealing their memory of the theft is a little easier. Like I said, a pet. Some pets are dumb enough that they can be trained. Yes, 058 says, evenly. That much I'd guessed. But why? Because you were supposed to be taking Class W Nestics, Marion says. You can't skip a dose of Class W Nestic. I've tried. You can postpone a dose, but you can't forget unless someone actively prevents you from taking it. There's only one person who could get close enough to you to do that, and that's your assistant. And remember when I asked him how long he'd been working here? He didn't answer, 058 says. I thought you were being rhetorical. He doesn't work here, Marion says. He's an anti-meme. Since when do you have an assistant? You don't have an assistant, Brent. Look at this office. It's got one desk. You've got a receptionist outside. She's the one who screens your calls and schedules your meetings. Where does Clay even sit? Where does he fit? Don't blame yourself. You're human, and these things are redaction incarnate. You need to think like a space alien to get around them. 058 asks a question which in any other workplace would be absurd. Is he dead? Maybe, Marion says. I can put his corpse in our research queue, and we'll see what we can see when we open him up. There's a duality here, though. They're like parallel universes sharing the same space. It's conceptual versus concrete, figurative versus physical. It's unusual for things to cross over. I don't know what Clay was, but he had a human body, which instantly makes him weird, even by our standards. As ever, the search for stalemate continues. I will let you know if we get any closer. Any side effects of these pills, 058 asks. Nausea, dramatically increased risk of pancreatic cancer, Marion says. And very bad dreams. Yeah.
You can't stay up all night.
No, I know. I'm going to bed now. That was my last bit. Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay. Alright, I'm assuming y'all are done with the run by now. That's it for me for tonight. But, like I said, if you want pings for this, shoot me a DM on Discord. Thanks for hanging with me. This was fun. I like this idea. I will experiment with it further. No, not done. Alright, well, I'll close the channel a little bit, I guess. Let me know when. Comments on the story too, appreciate it.
Yeah. For them to respond? Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We already wrote that one down.
Did we?
Yeah.
Because, what is it rent for this price? What does she think that would be? Still sure, what is the house worth in the condition it's in? And what are the things we can do to it? Because I'm seeing houses that are all in 200 and something range next to it.
Alright, love you all. See y'all later.
Either this thing does not match its pictures at all, or they really need to go. Well,
So-
but they said, well, we can't show it being going until Tuesday.
It's 15 to 20.
Grant,
Yeah,
come on. You said you were done.
yeah, I'm on bed.
Don't have to worry about your inventory tonight.
Yeah, we're good. Let's see what else.